YB stays on your neck.
Stays on my neck.
Rematch.
Because what are we thinking as far as rematch goes? I know nothing's official yet.
Correct.
But, you know, on this show, Tyson Fury predicted that Ruiz could do it again.
Well, you know, I mean, I think...
he said he will do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I think at this point, I believe that Andy's biggest opponent is himself.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, Andy's got to stay grounded, stay humble, and not forget about what got him here. You know, I know we have to get ready for Joshua. Joshua's a great fighter. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Joshua. He's a gentleman. He's a great fighter. But at this point, it's Andy staying focused and not forgetting about, again, as I said, not forgetting about what got us here.
Yo, my dance, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. So we just heard there from Manny Robles, aka Andy Margin Boo Ruiz's trainer. Now, I gotta admit, I thought it was quite a worrying statement, or quite a worrying few words he said about Andy Ruiz there. So let's get into what he said. So essentially, the host says to Manny Robles, Tyson Fury believes that Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua again. And essentially, the host asks Manny Robles, Andy Ruiz's trainer, will Andy Ruiz do it again? And most coaches will say, yeah, I'm confident he'll do it again if we can execute the game plan, or yeah, I think he's going to do it in more devastating fashion this time. But Manny Robles goes on to really emphasise these few words. So Manny Robles' response, rather than being real confident, he says, well, at this point, Andy's biggest opponent is himself. He's got to stay grounded and not forget about what got him here. And then he reiterates that point again and says, yeah, Andy needs to stay focused and not forget about what got us here. So he repeats himself 2 or 3 times, the same topic. And that particular, them words he used, they weren't really confident. And actually, they were echoing a lot of what people have been saying. Many people have been kind of speculating and questioning, is Andy Ruiz getting a bit too full of himself? Is the hype and the money and whatnot going to his head? I've seen a few US people on YouTube talking about how they're hearing things about Andy Ruiz buying houses and buying cars and partying and whatnot, and then to hear his trainer, because bearing in mind the host of the show was quite banterous, was talking about, oh yeah, Fury says he's going to beat him again. So most people, I would have expected Manny Robles' trainer, Andy Ruiz's trainer, to have said, yeah, well, yeah, we're going to do it again, and yeah, you know what I mean, one of them ones, on a positive note. But I feel Manny Robles went a bit deep there, as if potentially there's something going on behind the scenes, aka what I think most likely is happening is Manny Robles seeing some signs, seeing some changes in Andy Ruiz. As an example, maybe, does Andy Ruiz normally finish a fight? When he was fighting these lower level people, did Andy Ruiz finish a fight and go straight back into the gym? Maybe Andy Ruiz hasn't been in the gym recently. Maybe he's been touring Mexico and touring the world, showing his belts off. So my question is, and what I think is quite likely, I believe Manny Robles has started to see subtle changes, or big changes, in Andy Ruiz's behaviour. That's why he's made this statement, and made it in the way he did. He didn't just brush over it. He really emphasised it. He gave a really uncertain answer. Oh, well, yeah, at this point, Andy Ruiz's biggest opponent is himself. He's got to stay grounded and not forget about what got him here. And then to say it again, Andy needs to stay focused and not forget about what got us here. People make them kind of statements when they want to speak behaviours into existence. So he's basically saying he wants Andy Ruiz not to forget, as if he is forgetting. He wants him to stay grounded, as if he's not staying grounded. It's almost as if Manny Robles is pleading with Andy Ruiz to change his behaviour, not maintain it. As an example, Manny Robles could have answered the question like this. He could have said, or the host could have asked him, Fury says Ruiz beats him. Do you think Ruiz will beat him again? Manny Robles could have said, yeah, I'm seeing some really good signs. Andy Ruiz is back in the gym. Andy Ruiz is staying humble. Andy Ruiz hasn't changed. We're back on it already. He looks better than ever. It's the best shape I've ever seen him. He's more focused than ever. Does that make sense? That's how he could have responded to it. Does Andy Ruiz beat AJ again? Well, you know what? Andy Ruiz came back in the gym quicker than he did for them smaller fights. Andy Ruiz is more motivated. I'm even more confident now of Andy Ruiz beating AJ than I was the first time. This win has got him more fired up than ever to defend the belts. Does that make sense? That's how a lot of trainers would have answered that. But for him to have come out and made these statements, it implies to me, especially with all the speculation around it, or everyone speculating and hearing things about Andy Ruiz getting too gassed, and of the little things I've seen, this whole calling, like, making little snide remarks at AJ about a robot and saying, oh, AJ can't box. It's like he's getting too full of himself. And I called it a few days ago. It's like he's getting a bit too gassed off himself. And then now I hear his trainer not giving a positive assessment of the rematch. It just doesn't feel positive to me. Will Andy Ruiz beat AJ again? Will Andy Ruiz beat AJ again? Oh yeah, Andy's his biggest opponent is himself. He's got to stay grounded. That to me sounds like not a cry for help, but a plead. A plead for Ruiz to get back on it, in my opinion. He's asking for behaviour that isn't there. As I said, he could have come out and given an opposite answer to that question. Yes, Andy Ruiz is better than ever. He's training better than ever. He looks better than ever. I'm more confident than ever. Not, I want Andy Ruiz to stay humble and stay focused. But let's see what happens going forward. It wouldn't be the first time though, would it? You've got Buster Douglas. He pulled it off the first time, and the second time he completely fell off the ropes. Now, it is a bit of a different scenario because, well, is it a different scenario? I'm not sure, to be honest, but there's been a few fly-by-night champions. He wouldn't be the first one, that's for sure. And let's see. All I can talk about is what I observe. This particular statement from Ruiz's trainer, the actions from Ruiz, I wouldn't be surprised, and I said it myself actually after the fight. Bearing in mind, it wouldn't shock me if I had a magnifying glass that could like look into people's thoughts. It really wouldn't shock me to see Andy Ruiz believing he only has to touch AJ once, because let's not get it twisted. On that fight on June 1st, to be fair to Ruiz, everything he hit AJ with, he went over. So, does that make sense? AJ was built up to be this big Hercules dude. This big Super Saiyan ass motherfucker, yeah? So when Andy Ruiz had that same image in his head, 6'6" Adonis. So when he touches a 6'6" Adonis, determined nigga, and the dude's falling all over the place after every little shot he touches him with, it wouldn't be shocking a few weeks after now, and he's had all them new fans, all them people blowing him up and talking about how great he is, the saviour, the first heavyweight saviour of Mexico. He'll have loads of people blowing his ego up. Does that make sense? Not only does he have all these people blowing his ego up, he also, in his own mind, he has it confirmed. I've only got to touch AJ. Look at the first fight. Everything I touched AJ with, he went over. But in this next fight, if we see a different AJ, if we see a menacing AJ in there who gets touched and gives like a Dylan White-esque performance where he smiles back and revels in it, that can be the same undoing that AJ possibly had, where people said, oh yeah, well, AJ overlooked him. That's what Ruiz could be walking into, even more so, because Ruiz has the positive confirmation of the first fight. He thinks to himself, I haven't even got to train, or I haven't got to even be focused. All I've got to do is touch this guy and he's going to go over. What's he going to do if we get an AJ like the Klitschko fight, or an AJ like the Dylan White fight, where he gets clipped and he smiles and marches forward? That there will certainly shock Ruiz, if nothing else. Let's see anyway. As an AJ fan, this is more or less a side of, or short of Andy Ruiz's trainer coming out and saying, oh, I'm really scared, Andy Ruiz isn't training, Andy Ruiz fell off the wagon. I'm not sure how much more negative this statement could have been, to be honest. Seriously, a very negative statement. Not looking good in the Ruiz's camp, from what I read into it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I really am reading too much into stuff, but I don't know. They've been together for years, haven't they? For him not to know his fighter, for him to be questioning this, oh yeah, Andy Ruiz needs to or Andy Ruiz, his biggest opponent is himself. He's got to stay grounded and whatnot. I don't remember, as an example, AJ's trainer ever saying, yeah, when AJ won the belts, I don't remember AJ's team ever questioning, saying, oh yeah, he's got to stay grounded, he's got to stay humble, and all this business, because they know their fighter. When you've been with someone for years, you know the kind of fighter you've got. You shouldn't really be asking them questions unless you've had some information, or unless you've seen some actions and some behaviours that bring that into question. But let's see, time will tell, and like I've said the last few weeks, we haven't got long to wait now. What are we? July, August, September, October, November. 4 months. Not long at all, it'll fly by. I can't believe it's already been 6 weeks, 7 weeks since the fight. 6.5 weeks it's been now. Crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll be intrigued to know. Do you think I'm reading too much into it, or do you think I've got there's some validity to what I'm saying? Let me know.